Und hallo zurück bei Final Fantasy 16, Episode 70. Ja, habe ich mit dem schon geredet? Okay. Gut, das ist gleich so. Wir gehen eine Runde, wie wir das nach den Nummer machen. Aber ich weiß nicht, ob das sich so lohnt. Hier ist jemand.
I'm getting too old for this.
I can hardly lift my arms. The curse, it's...
You just need some rest. I'll stay here with you.
Hier ist noch Dion. Ja, wie gesagt, ich weiß nicht, ob es sich lohnt, ob jetzt jeder einen neuen Spruch auf Lager hat. Ich kann es ja mal prüfen.
The girls here can have Otto and Gab.
Otto.
Doesn't feel right sitting around waiting for the world to right itself.
Might be Goat has some work.
Ah, das ist alt. Oh, hallo.
We've received word that the displacement stacks have arrived safely in Canva.
Naja, okay. Dann gehen wir bloß mal dorthin gleich.
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
You'll get us all straight. I'm telling you, I can fix them.
Okay, einige Sachen sind neu.
I was thinking I might pen a novel of my own to tell the story of the hideaway.
We're all gonna die! You hear me? The Akashic are coming and they won't stop!
Einiges ist neu, aber nicht alles.
I heard the Emperor was impaled.
Bisschen seltsam. Naja. Gehen wir erstmal hier hin. Aha. Ist das Götz? Jo.
What am I gonna do?
Ich glaube, im Anblick dieses Himmels kriegt jeder eine Gänsehaut. Aber ich werde nicht mit hängendem Kopf da sitzen und Däumchen drehen. Das habe ich in die Kasia schon genug gemacht, als du gegen diesen schrecklichen Drachen gekämpft hast und dann gegen diesen noch schrecklicheren.
No more.
Damit ist Schluss. Von jetzt an werde ich das tun, was ihr alle tut und richtig mit anpacken, egal wie sehr mir die Knie schlottern. Tante und Schledern sollen doch nicht denken, ich wäre ein großer Jammerlappen. Mach dir um mich keine Sorgen, mach einfach, was du am besten kannst und rette die Welt.
Is everything all right, Goose? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by, one of our usuals, like, said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallimil Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing though, would she?
So, das Bollern, das war jetzt Trunks, der natürlich wieder auf den Tisch gesprungen ist. Jetzt habe ich ihn auf meinen Schoß genommen. Also jetzt habe ich ihn auf meinen Schoß genommen. In der letzten Episode habe ich ja Son Goten auf meinen Schoß genommen. Und ja, Trunks macht das, also liegt ja natürlich auch gerne bei mir. Oder macht das wieder gerne in letzter Zeit. Trunks, ich muss jetzt mal den Controller in die Hand nehmen. Nicht, dass du runterfällst.
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding.
Sein Schnurren ist nicht so laut wie ein Traktor. Deswegen hört ihr das vielleicht jetzt nicht. Das ist auch irgendwie interessant und witzig. Oder ja, interessant oder faszinierend vielleicht. Du fliegst hier runter, wenn du dich weiter drehst. Meine Katze von früher, ich hatte ja, wo ich relativ viel jünger noch war, vor 13 Jahren, Und vorher halt noch eine Katze, also eine andere Katze. Und die ist zum Beispiel nie auf den Schoß gekommen. Niemals. Selbst wenn ich die hochgenommen habe und hingesetzt habe auf meinen Schoß, die ist dann immer wieder runtergegangen.
And sometimes sells swords and that, but never to anyone who's not a friend of ours. That's how it's been for as long as I've known her. You don't think it's true what people are saying, do you?
Ja, also das machen nicht alle Katzen so. Was ist mit dir?
Round and round the city clock, the
Ich habe jetzt noch gar nicht mitgekriegt, um was es geht bei dieser Nebenquest. Kann ich das nochmal Auge um Auge. Über Karen sind üble Geschichten im Umlauf und und dem treuen Götz gefällt das Ganze gar nicht. Er würde gern von Karen selbst wissen, ob an den Gerüchten etwas dran ist, aber für seine gefährliche Mission schickt der sanfte Riese dann doch lieber Clive vor. Okay.
Trouble with your gear, or
See
Alles
that
gut.
sword of yours stays oiled. Lady Karen, how's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then, both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait, what exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care, but here you are today raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
Just asking. Out of interest. All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating about you selling weapons to brigands.
Are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that if you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
Aye, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day.
So, Trunks ist jetzt nach wie vor auf dem Schoß und Sam Goten hat sich jetzt hier auf den Stuhl neben mich gelegt oder gesetzt und putzt sich jetzt. Vielleicht hört man das auch. Ja, ist einfach herrlich.
Aye, it's a dangerous
Zwei
world
so
out
eine
there.
Kater, zwei so eine
Let's
Katzen
look
zu
at
haben.
what you can. Thought you knew better than to put stock in unfounded gossip. What with all the colourful tales attached to your name? Take care.
Oh.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite. Can you blame them, with the skies as they are?
Okay, hier mal dran gehen. Bin ich hier wieder. Joshua? Ah, okay. Ah, cool. Dann würde ich sagen, macht er mal eine Mission in dem Aussehen. Und dann gehen wir wieder ins
Did you see the
Original
pair that
Aussehen
got
zurück.
hauled into tires?
So.
I spoke with Lady Karen,
What did she say?
that the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. But that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
I'll find out who's been making up lies about poor Nan, and when I do, I don't know what I'll do, but it won't be pretty.
Okay, aber dann würde ich sagen, wir nehmen schon mal die anderen Aufgaben auch an.
Oh, that blasted book. Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, and that awful stench, people wolf it down. So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped. Ivan had the same problem.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
Molly mit dem Rezept helfen. Natürlich helfe ich dir.
I've never been one to play favourites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Wow. That's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one? Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to uphold.
Auftrag verfolgen.
I thought I had it all worked out, but I'm buggered if I know where to find skyworm livers and drake's mint. Best hope everyone's favourite know-it-all can help us, eh?
It seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Okay. Finde ich ganz cool, dass hier nochmal so eine Essensquest kommt.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
Sid, did you know that chocobos are far more resistant?
Ah, egal. Das haben wir schon gehört.
Horseman Harpocrates. I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the book you lent Ivan.
Ah, Valisthea, A Culinary Pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ah, so the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sambrequois.
One would have thought, The disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite once the dish is complete.
So.
Knowledge hoarded is knowledge lost. One can only speculate as to why fried mortress of skyworm might have fallen out of favor. Perhaps the rampant popularity of the dish led to a decline in the blueback wyvern population. Or perhaps fashion is to blame. A sprig of cheerful yellow drake's mint pinned to the lapel was once quite the statement among Sanbreque's fashion-conscious nobility. Regardless, the only place you'll now find both herb and dragon is on the coast near Northreach.
Okay.
Fare thee well, my friend.
Dann werde ich aber nochmal diese Mission von dieser Lady hier annehmen. Shirley.
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid's scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Ah, deswegen standen die erst vor so einer Waage. Oder vor so einem Gerät. Die haben das kaputt gemacht und jetzt versteckt. Ich weiß, was helfen könnte.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
Auftrag verfolgen. Auftrag angenommen. Tüfteln für Anfänger.
My biggest worry is that the children have somehow damaged the scales, but are wary of asking for help because they think they'll be punished. And if I find out that's the case, I swear I'll take the switch to every last one of them.
Okay. Das ist ja eine Aufgabe, die können wir hier gleich lösen. Da brauchen wir gar nicht so weit abhauen. Dann gehe ich dort mal hin und stelle die kleinen Scheißer zur Rede.
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
You'll get us all straight.
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh!
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? And why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom.
Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
Must have been magic keeping those scales together. It's the only explanation.
So, naja.
All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Midadol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces, the body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others?
Welches Teil willst du dir genauer ansehen? Den Balken, die Waagschalen, das Zahnrad.
This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track.
Die Waagschalen.
These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh goods? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn.
Das Zahnrad.
This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Midadol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
It's not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. Ah, all finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Midadol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Midadol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
So, ich habe jetzt tatsächlich hier nebenbei Bilder von Sangoten und Trunks gemacht. Und gar nicht so richtig alles mitgekriegt, was jetzt hier erzählt wurde. Das muss ich mir dann später nochmal anschauen. Trunks, was ist los? Na was denn? Na was denn? Na mein Süßer. Oh ja. Hängt nämlich hier so 7:30 mit dem Kopf nach unten.
Didn't happen to forget anything, did you, Sid?
So. Gehen wir mal zurück. Gehen wir mal hier rum. Na Trunks. Bist so niedlich. So süß. Mein Dicker. Mein Dicker. Oh ja. Ja, ich habe nicht die breitesten Schenkel. Du kannst dich ja nicht so, ja, so rumwälzen. Auch wenn du es gerne machen würdest.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the 3 of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
Oh, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful.
Auftrag abgeschlossen. So, Trunks. Es liegt hier da wie ein Baby, dem ich gerade die Windeln wechsle. Auf dem Rücken. Oh, ne, ja, ach mein Süßer. Ach so süß, mein Süßer. Na was denn? Ja, mein Guter, ne?
If Mid is teaching my pupils her secrets, I suppose I should brush up on some of them myself.
Bloß ich muss leider meine Füße so strecken, also so meine Zehen, also so auf Zehenspitzen sitzen, sozusagen, ne, falls ihr euch das vorstellen könnt, weil meine Füße sonst quasi meine Beine nach unten gehen und er dann nicht richtig liegen könnte, er dann auf abschüssigem Gelände liegen würde, sozusagen. So. Gehen wir mal... Oh, wir können gar nicht irgendwo anders hin. Genau, und in der Pause habe ich hier die Map geöffnet und da hat sich hier das Echo von Crozet geöffnet. Nur der Wind heult durch diesen Irrgarten bodenloser Schluchten, in dem die Trümmer einer gefallenen Zivilisation verstreut sind. So, das heißt, ich werde jetzt in dieser Episode noch doch gleich nochmal hier die Briefe lesen. Und hier ist ja scheinbar auch eine Mission bei den Briefen dabei, so wie es aussieht. So, Neues aus Nordstedt. Lieber Clive, die Stadt dankt dir für deine Hilfe beim Vertreiben dieser blauen Wesen, aber wir sind nicht dumm genug zu glauben, dass damit alles vorbei ist. Der gute Philipp sorgt dafür, dass wir bereit sind, wenn sie wieder auftauchen. Aber ich mache mir oft Sorgen, dass sein neuer Posten als Hauptmann ihm eine schwere Last ist. Doch dasselbe könnte man sicher auch von dir behaupten. Vergiss daher nicht, wenn dir deine Last einmal zu viel wird, musst du sie nicht allein tragen. Unsere Herzen und Arme stehen dir immer offen, genau wie die Türen des Schleiers. Deine Isabel. Eine inständige Bitte. Lord Rustfield, ich bitte untertänigst um Verzeihung für diese überraschende und ungehörige Nachricht. Bedauerlicherweise bin ich durch äußere Umstände gezwungen, mich umgehend um Beistand zu bemühen und kann mich in dieser Angelegenheit einzig an euch wenden. Lord Byron hat mich mit einer höchst verzwickten Aufgabe betraut und ich befürchte, ich werde seine hohen Erwartungen mitnichten erfüllen können, da ich über einen entschiedenen Mangel an martialischer Veranlagung verfüge. Ich bin lediglich ein gewöhnlicher Hausdiener, kein Söldner. Meine Kraft genügt für die Verwaltung eines Anwesens, doch leider nicht, um mich in zwielichtigen Gassen mit Banditen auseinanderzusetzen. Wenn ihr so gütig wärt, mich in Marthas Rast aufzusuchen, werde ich euch die Einzelheiten meiner misslichen Lage darlegen, my Lord. Sebastian Rutherford, Seneschall seiner Lordschaft Byron Rustfield. Jo.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
Das hat er ja zwar gerade im Brief erklärt, aber okay. So, aber wie gesagt, da kann ich ja nicht hin. Noch nicht. Also reisen wir mal dahin. Licht und Schatten.
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canville was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
So, wo sind wir jetzt eigentlich gelandet? Ach, das ist da oben, wo wir noch nicht hin konnten. Okay. So, Trunks. Jetzt hat er sich fallen lassen. Oh. Das ist brutal für die Beine. Ah, ich kann aber hier hin jetzt. Also. Moment. Ah, jetzt kann ich wieder überall hin. Dann würde ich sagen. Ja, so, hier ist was. Was ist hier? Was Neues im Laden, okay. Muss ich da vielleicht sowieso hin hier rüber? Hier ist, achso, das ist eine neue Nebenmission und hier ist die ich angefangen hatte. Gehen wir mal auf die Weltkarte. Genau, wenn das so viereckig ist, genau, dann sind das ja angefangene und die so Kreis markiert sind. Die mit so einem Kreis markiert sind, die sind quasi neue. Okay, na gut, dann würde ich sagen, können wir uns ja schon mal hierhin begeben. Und wie es dann mit den zahlreichen Nebenaufgaben weitergeht, das sehen wir dann erst in der nächsten Episode. Also bis dahin, ciao!